The Bikini Atoll, the Peace Corps, and the Titanic are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is March 1st, 2021. It is the 60th day of the year. We got 305 days left in 2021. It is also the 10th week, and it is the 71st day of winter. We got 19 days left until spring. We finally got a new birthstone. If this is your birthday, your birthstone is an aquamarine, a bloodstone, or a jade. I guess you get some choices here. Today is Zero Discrimination Day. I mean, we shouldn't have to have a day for this, but we do. I mean, we should never discriminate against anyone. Everyone's equal. That's how it is. Zero Discrimination Day aims to celebrate individuality, inclusion, and human rights while promoting tolerance, compassion, and peace. Sounds good to me. Discrimination refers to the selective practice of unfairly treating a person or group of people differently due to factors such as religion, gender, race, sexuality, or disability. Despite laws and education, discrimination continues to be widespread throughout the world. I think it's just human nature, and it's too bad that that's how it is, but we got to do what we can to try and educate people. Zero Discrimination Day was first celebrated in 2013 by the United Nations HIV and AIDS program. All right. Let's see what else March 1st has given us. 1910, the deadliest avalanche in United States history buries the Great Northern Railway train in northeastern King County, Washington, killing 96 people. I'm taking a train next week. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. 1950, during the Cold War, Klaus Fuchs is convicted of spying for the Soviet Union by disclosing top-secret atomic bomb data. Yeah, so this guy was a physicist in our atomic bomb program, and he basically gave the Russians, Soviet Union at the time, the blueprints to our atomic bombs. This enabled them to develop an atomic bomb and set off their first detonation 5 years before we had predicted, or anyone predicted. He is considered by many to be the most dangerous spy we've ever convicted, or caught. 1954, nuclear weapons testing. Hey, look, more of that stuff. The Castle Bravo, a 15-megaton hydrogen bomb, is detonated on Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean, resulting in the worst radioactive contamination ever caused by the United States and leading us to have a cartoon called SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, I'm not kidding. He lives at Bikini Atoll in the cartoon. They call it Bikini Bottom on the cartoon. 1961, United States President John F. Kennedy establishes the Peace Corps. The Peace Corps is an independent agency and volunteer program run by the United States government, providing international social and economic development assistance to countries that aren't doing that good. The program was established by Executive Order 10924, issued by President John F. Kennedy in March of 1961 and authorized by Congress on September 22, 1961, with the passage of the Peace Corps Act. Since its inception, more than 235,000 Americans have joined the Peace Corps and served in 141 countries. Some very famous people have done this. Reed Hastings, who's the founder and CEO of Netflix, basically my old boss. He was in Swaziland from 1983 to 1985. Chris Matthews, host of NBC's Hardball, he was also in Swaziland from 1968 to 1970. Bob Vila, television host of This Old House, he was in Panama from 1971 to 1973. Lillian Carter, who's nurse and mother of President Jimmy Carter, she was in India from 1966 to 1968. Yeah, so the Peace Corps has done a lot of good over the years, and it's an amazing program and organization. Of course, I've heard some conspiracies that go along with it, that it's just a spy in another country. It's just nonsense. It's a good organization that people devote a lot of time and effort into. 1983, the first collection of 12 Swatch models was introduced in Zurich, Switzerland. Swatch, if you're a little bit older, you know, maybe a teenager in the 80s or whatever, 90s, you remember Swatches. They were all the rage when I was in high school from like 1985 on up. They're really, really big. Now, not many people wear watches anymore. It's weird. 1998, Titanic becomes the first film to gross over $1 billion worldwide. You know, it's really not my type of movie, but that was such a good movie. Very good movie. When I heard about it and everyone was ranting and raving about Titanic and how good it was, you know, I'm looking at, it's a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. It's not my thing. It was so good. It was a really good movie. God knows how much it's made since then with all the DVDs and all that other stuff. It's crazy. 2006, Wikipedia reaches its 1 millionth article on Jordan Hill Railway Station. 2007, tornadoes break out across the southern United States, killing at least 20 people, including 8 at Enterprise High School in Enterprise, Alabama. The students that were killed were Michael J. Bowen, 16 years old, 11th grader known as Mike. He lived in Fort Rucker, a U.S. Army flight training location base. His father served in Iraq. He was a trumpet player for the band and played basketball. Peter James Dunn II, 16-year-old, 11th grader. Everyone called him PJ. Andrew Joel Jackson, 16 years old, 11th grade, went by AJ. Jackson was a cheerleader. Ryan Andrew Moeller, 17 years old, 11th grade. He was the best friend of Jackson, the cheerleader. Catherine Medora Strunk, 16 years old, 10th grader, known as Katie. Strunk was in the band and played the clarinet. Michael D. Tompkins was 17 years old. He was a senior. His father served in Iraq as well. Jamie Ann Videnzik was a 17-year-old senior who was known as a regular at school soccer games. And Alice Michelle Wilson, she was 16 years old, a 10th grader known as Michelle to her friends. She was in the Army ROTC. Enterprise had a 9th victim who was Edna Lee Strickland. She was 83 years old and her home was near the school. Movies released on March 1st, 2002. We got 40 Days and 40 Nights. This was kind of a cute movie. I watched it. It was great. Nice and relaxing. It was funny. It was romantic. It was a rom-com. Following a breakup, a young man vows to stay celibate for the whole Lent program, so that's 40 days. Then he meets the woman of his dreams, and it gets kind of difficult and becomes kind of funny. Now, what's really interesting about this, it made $95.1 million at the box office alone, and it was only made for $17 million. There's usually, maybe they doubled their money on a rom-com like this, but yeah, $95 million. Made a lot of money. It starred Josh Hartnett, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Griffin Dunn, Keegan Connor Tracy, and that's about all the people I know from it. Born on March 1st, 1956, Tim Daly, American actor, director, and producer. He is known for his role as Joe Hackett on Wings and the voice of Clark Kent in Superman animated series. He was on The Sopranos for a while. It was pretty funny. He played a guy that was like one of those counselors for drugs and alcohol, but he kept falling off the wagon while still trying to help other people. It was great. Died on March 1st, 2013. We lost Bonnie Franklin, American actress, dancer, and singer. She is best known for her leading role in the television series One Day at a Time that went from 1975 to 1984. She died at the age of 69 due to pancreatic cancer. It's too bad. Love that show when I was a kid. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. It is a new month. Go out, start your month off right, be successful, and be nice to each other.